The Ghana Railway Company Limited, in a move to resume commercial passenger services to Tarkwa after 13 good years, on the 27th of January commenced a free test run for 3 days. But after the 3 days, there were some issues which actually led to an extension of another 7 days. With today being the last but one day of the extra 7 days, we find out the matters arising out of the test runs. This is the subject of discussion on today's Citi News Connect on Citi TV. And I am Akwesi Ejeni.
Well, as a travel agent, for me, it's very exciting because I'm into tourism and it's one of the ways that would help improve our tourism sector, as well as reduce the road traffic accidents we have. I mean, currently the road from Tarkwa to Takoradi, it's very bad and it takes very long. So if we can get the train system to work effectively, then I think we can reduce some of these problems we have.
And for you, what do you make of it?
Well, actually, travel with train is good. It reduces accident, especially when you go to the car station. You'll be seeing many people have been choked there looking for tickets. But when the train comes, it reduces that choke at the car station. And also it will reduce accident at the same time. So it's good that the train station will be started from now.
So that is the expectation for you. I mean, but since they started, this is about the last but one day to the end of the test run, the free test run. What are some of the information or concern or the success stories that we had so far?
Well, success story, I'm not so sure. I read a negative one about the passengers being stuck. I think the train broke down or something like that. So I don't know about the success story. Maybe with time it will come up. But if the breakdown was true, then it means that there's a lot of work that needs doing.
When it comes to carrying goods and then those minerals from that enclave to Takoradi to the ports, that is only going to be beneficial. But citizens, when they realize that it's going to take them more time, unless of course somebody just want to have a trial of a real experience. But if you really want to go and do something on time, I used to know that we had express service from Takoradi to Tarkwa from the morning 6 o'clock. I mean, it takes you only about 1 hour. But if now, after refurbishing the railway line with modern coaches and you're going to take 2 to 3 hours, it doesn't make sense. It's not going to be of benefit to the citizens. It's rather going to help only the companies and the individuals who are carrying a lot of goods from that enclave to Takoradi. That is the only benefit it's going to be to the people. If that is the reason why the rail service is going to be restored, I think it's excuse me to use, it doesn't make sense.
What do you also make of it?
I think it will be good for the traders, but not for us. That's it.
Why?
Because they are bringing goods here, and so it will help them. But for us, you are in a hurry, so I don't think it's good for us.
So the duration it takes to get to Tarkwa is an issue that you think wouldn't help. But for you, I mean, what have you heard? I mean, since they started the operation, beside the long time it takes for people to actually get there or get here, what other issues have you picked up?
I once heard there was a trial and then there was derailment, which is a bad news. This thing used to be for the colonial days where you say, oh, train is foam. But this modern era, if you are constructing a rail line and you're having even a trial where there's no pressure on the rail line and you have derailment, my goodness, it's going to put fear in the people. Because those days when you hear train Abufoma, it's a big news. It can cause somebody's goods to get stuck on the rail line for about 3 days. What about criminal? It's port. So if that, even on the trial, you can experience this, then my goodness, they haven't done a good job. If you are carrying goods or you are going to board, for example, you are from maybe Sekendi, you are going to Tarkwa, you have to take a car from Sekendi to Takoradi to the harbour. If you take a drop-in to that place, to the harbour, right, it's a whole lot of cost. That person could easily take a taxi, come to Takoradi, go to Tarkwa station within a short time. That drop-in alone can dropping from Sekendi, for example, to the harbour area, can pay for his fare from Takoradi to Tarkwa on road.
Travel with train is good. It will help reduce the choke at the station. So they have to make more adverts so that people will hear about it. And it should be effective. Not that we get to the station and you'll be finding the drivers and those who are responsible, you will not find them. It should be effective so that anytime that you get there, it can take you to wherever you are going.
The information I'm picking up right now is that, and I've actually been on it, it takes about 3 hours from Takoradi to Tarkwa, which is even more than the the time that lorry takes. What do you make of that?
Well, we shall take the fare as advantage. I hope the fare is less as compared to the transport. The transport is about 12 cities, and I know this one will be around 8 cities. So you are going to take the fare as advantage so that whether 3 hours, 4 hours, you get there safely. And the safety is also important. So we shall consider the fare and the safety aspect.
What are your expectations in terms of the duration and all that?
Well, for me personally, I would have wished that the train would be faster than the car, because most of the destinations we do as a travel agent, you take the train and usually you have the fast route. If they're going to maybe alternatively have a faster route, but I'm not sure about spending 3 hours on the train if I can do it maybe in an hour and a half on the road. So they probably have to look at it. I don't know if is it because of the stops or is it because the tracks are not so good. But if the time can be reduced, it probably will be a lot more better. 3 hours is a lot.
So as we speak right now, if you are going to Tarkwa, which one will you take, train or car?
Well, I haven't been on any train in Ghana yet. So for experience sake, I would want to try the train and see how it feels like.
If you were to go to Tarkwa today, what would you take, train or car?
Well, experience is the best teacher. So I'll go for the train just to experience how safe and good it is. So I'll go for a train for now.
As it stands now, if I'm having a lot of luggage, goods, I'll prefer a train, because with that one, you will not be charged. The cars will be charging you abnormally.
This line is a line that has been there for years. It's a line that has even passed its lifespan. So there's no way we can do 100% on it. Because from when you're talking, all things being equal means that everything is 100%. All things are not equal. And then we had to even rehabilitate it to make it possible for us to come to Tarkwa. Because in present years, for 13 years, we were unable to come to Tarkwa due to the state of the line. So we had to condition the line, rehabilitate it, get it into our appreciable level for us to be able to come here. So 45, 1 hour, no. That would happen if we reconstruct the line. We decided to extend the free service into next week so that we can get to interact with them more and then get all their concerns and then their comments. Because if you bear witness with me, you started with us. The beginning, the number was good, but wasn't as much as today. So we are hoping by next week the number will be going up and up. We get to meet more passengers and we get to know what they want, and then we try to meet them.
The Western line is being revamped using the standard gauge. You understand? That is ongoing. That is, it's being done. You understand? But on our own, because of the configuration of our rolling stock, we will still continue to rehabilitate the existing narrow gauge. And so far, we are getting ready to partner with some investors to continue the rehabilitation to Muni Valley, to Dunkwa, and then to Awaso. We need to go through procurement processes. Until such a time that we finish with that process, I can't give you a timeline because I don't even have the scope yet.
The expectations of residents here in the Takoradi metropolis is that their criticisms and observations would be taken fairly on board in an effort to improve the train passenger services to Tarkwa. This has been News Connect on Citi TV, and I'm Akwesi Ejenim.